and they knew, he's Hatzalah, and they knew that it was a suicide before the family knew it was a suicide. So they felt that the family shouldn't learn about it from a news site, which is understandable, but they should have taken that post down. They shouldn't have had anything. To put up a blatant falsehood is just, to me, I took the post down. It's understandable, fine, I took it down. I was very nice about it. The guy, I guess one of the brothers or something, called me up to thank me, and he said no other blog took it down. No one would take down what you wrote, and people linked to it too, so they got a 404 after they came to me or whatever.
Why did you take it down?
Because they brought up some good points. I mean, the family deserved, to grieve, and I didn't agree with what they did, but when you get a call from a family member, and you see the pain and the sorrow, I don't think it's right to really put people through that. I mean, I'm not gaining that much out of it. It's just my opinion. I don't have to, people will forget about it in a day, and people don't notice a lot of the posts I take down. A lot of time I take them down because a lot of contributors, especially. There's this sect of people that contact me, girls who are converting and who are becoming religious, and they'll write a lot of stuff about, this one girl wrote about how guys were coming onto her in shul who were Orthodox because she was not Jewish, and they figured that sex with a non-Jew is invalid, so it's fine. And she wrote all about this experience. It had 200 comments, and she made me take it down because her based in might have seen it or something like that. And there's a lot of stuff like that. I put up a post a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. This girl was raped, and she's Frum, and she's like BT, and she's deciding whether to disclose it on Shidduchim. A lot of comments also, but very nasty comments. I understand. I mean, she was really really offended. I'm like, you are, I told her it should just be 2 lines. I should just put it up as my post. Should rape be disclosed on Shidduchim in Jewish dating? Should it be? Should it not be? When does it be disclosed? But instead I put up her letter to the editor, and, that received a lot of nasty attention.
Did she put a real name on her letter?
Well, I know who she is.
Oh, but you didn't identify her?
No, no. I asked them if I could put it up.
She wrote you a letter?
She wrote me an email.
And you put out the email?
Yes.
And then, why did you take it down?
She asked me to take it down.
Why did she want you to take it down?
The comments were really, really, really nasty, and she was a really self-conscious girl. The comments were basically blaming her. You're working in a bar, you're drinking with a guy, what do you expect? I'm telling you, I have really right-wing Orthodox commenters. So, while a couple of the comments were friendly, even the left-wing or the less observant people were actually against what she did. They were blaming it sort of on her, how she almost welcomed it, the rape. So, and she asked if they request to take it down, and I only publish, if a letter to the editor is a nasty letter, I'll just put it up regardless, but if without the name, I don't need it with the name, but if a letter gets sent to me that, is something that I think can be better answered as a discussion rather than just me. A girl wrote me yesterday, it's up actually right now on my site, and it guaranteed you'll get a lot of comments of people arguing, that she's Catholic and she's dating a modern Orthodox guy.
Yeah.
And the guy, and they keep talking about marriage, and the guy always brushes it off. And I'm like, yeah, because he's trying to get some, obviously. I mean, if I was obviously. And she's like, no, he told me he loved me. And I'm like, you're such a dumbass. No offense, but you are a dumbass. You really are stupid if you're going to believe a modern Orthodox guy who says he loves you, just wants to get in your pants. I mean, haven't you seen any of the American Pies? Come on, So.
Do you think if someone davens 3 times a day, they're more likely to be ethical in business?
No. There's no correlation.
Do you think if someone's an Orthodox rabbi, they're less likely to molest boys?
No.
What is the moral good of Orthodox Judaism then?
The moral good?
Yeah. Does it make people better?
That's something I struggle with. Does it make people better? I mean, I think that Orthodox Judaism, as it should be practiced, is this all-encompassing way of living. Modern orthodoxy is not practiced as it should be practiced. Orthodoxy has been especially in the last 50 years, there's been so much, and it's in response to everyone else that has assimilated. Everything is being thrown on Orthodoxy to prevent assimilation, and at the same time it's alienating people within its own movement. I mean, Orthodoxy is becoming a fence around the fence around the fence. I mean, it used to be you went to shul. Now you have to go to shul with a suit and a hat and a white shirt. You have to do all this extra added stuff that has no I mean, there's no tradition based on it. There's no laws based on it. Yet people won't eat in your house or consider you kosher or even Jewish because you don't do certain things that have no basis in Torah. So orthodoxy, it's really kind of a hard question to answer because I don't know that many people. It's very rare you meet someone who's like a true practitioner of orthodoxy. I mean, think about it. You would think true practitioners of orthodoxy. Orthodox Jews are exceedingly right-wing politically. Wouldn't you say that Orthodox Jews should be very left-wing? Wouldn't you say that Orthodox Jews should be very, very... They used to be, but wouldn't you say that civil rights, gay rights, women rights, all these things would be like almost like inherent in Orthodoxy?
No.
Yes. Because Orthodoxy is supposed to be like treating everyone with love, right? And all of our fellow Jews with love. But when our fellow Jews are gay or they're doing something that other Orthodox people don't agree with, all of a sudden they can be screamed at, yelled at.
You can speak up.
You know?
You're not on camera, so if you want to say something.
You know, as a non-Orthodox Jew, I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't. I don't agree with... I think that there are. I think it's a strange way to... I understand your demographic, and then you're interested in talking about Orthodox Judaism in general.
He's a really bad guy to talk to about this because he'll go on.
But-
You're welcome to go on camera. Do you want to? No, you don't.
No need.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So keep going.
I'm a
Yeah,
wanted
say,
man.
Say what you want.
No, but look, I don't know that I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think that there's a lot of progressive stuff going... You know what? Maybe
No, there
LA...
is, but not authentic.
Wait a second.
No,
but
there's no such thing as authentic.
Yeah,
actually.
well, no, but Kavana, right? You know, you're talking about with like a God-directed intention, trying to make the world a better place. How can you possibly say that there aren't
For all
Orthodox
the
Jews?
Orthodox
I can
leaders,
think
she
of
said
3 off the top of
Havana.
my head. No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's fair to say that, you know, and I'm not, you know,
Yeah.
like, I'm not an Orthodox Jew.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to be.
Sure.
I'm accused of being one sometimes, but I'm not. But all I'm trying to say is,
You don't think Orthodox Jews should be supportive of, like, Tikkun Olam?
I'm saying that there are many who are.
Yes, but as a whole,
No, okay,
you know,
and
in Orthodox at large,
That's a
Avi
human
Weiss is
issue.
not considered Orthodox.
No, of course,
And that's one of the
and that's a
problems.
good point. And I'll make that comment. I call him conservative, right?
Yeah.
Because I like what he says, so it has to fall under my brand. You know, but no. Anyways,
Okay, let me get back. What do you think of ordaining women as Orthodox rabbis?
It's something I've spoken about, and I am like, you know, it doesn't fall in with tradition, but really what should be defined is what is a rabbi. So if a rabbi is a guy who leads, or a girl, for that matter, or a person, who, is it a person who gets up and gives a Shabbos drush and claps on the bima for Yala V'Yavo and consults with marriages and couples? Is that a rabbi? Or is a rabbi someone who has to sit on the man's side and lead services and whatever? So there's different ways to approach it. I mean, if you approach it from if you approach it from a purely halachic standpoint, there probably is nothing wrong with a woman being an Orthodox rabbi. Is there?
That's okay. Let me just,
Yeah.
I wasn't
there
gonna say anything.
probably isn't. And in my mind, I'm a real Amaretz. I'm not the right guy to talk to about halacha, but I wrote about this. Is it okay for a woman to be an Orthodox rabbi? Really straight out, is it okay? Like, and I want to know, straight up halachically, is it okay? Because halacha and chumrah are two different things. You know what I'm saying? A chumrah would be like, okay, once we make a woman an Orthodox rabbi, what's going to stop her from leading services? Is it a lot of things in Orthodoxy, and especially right-wing Orthodoxy, is tznius, modesty. Is it tznius for a girl to be up there and everyone looking at her? You know what I'm saying? Is that tzniut? Is that modest? Modesty has gone way beyond what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now there's a whole argument in New York, apparently, about girls wearing pants underneath their skirts. And that's beged ish, well, you know, clothing of a man, and we can't do that, and whatever. And there's arguments back and forth, but, you know, I mean, baseball hats are man's clothing originally, and they wear them, so is that a problem? I don't know. But they're you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's a problem. I think it's something that I understand both sides, I think. I mean, they're the first Orthodox woman rabbi, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah. Supposedly, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right away we can argue, like, she's showing her hair that's uncovered. Is she really